Hey guys, welcome back to Twist and Shout. I'm Shar, and I'm going to supply my 2 cents, and you can cash it in or you can throw it out the window. But anyway, I am going to comment on this really big controversial conversation or comment or video or whatever you want to call it that originated from Monique. And she was pretty much giving her opinion or giving her thoughts on wearing pajamas and bonnets outside of the home. Mainly the airport, the grocery store, the gas station, everywhere else. So I'm going to give my opinion on that, as I feel I should as a woman, as a YouTuber, as someone who has natural hair, and someone who I don't do too many protective styles per se, like braids and stuff, or crochet, and wigs are something new to me. So I feel like as someone who is natural almost 90% of the time, I feel like I can give a really good perspective and try not to sound biased. But let's start with her. Like I said, her comment, her response was she made a video that saying that, hey, we're queens and we should behave and be seen accordingly. And when we do that, it appears that we don't care. And then, people gave her backlash. There was mixed feelings. Some agree, some disagree. So she came back with another video, speaking her 2 cents again. Now, I would say that me personally, this is me, because I am big on saying things in love and saying things respectfully. And I felt like she did that 100%. Did people respond lovingly back to her and respectfully? I don't think so. I think there was a lot of people that instantly got angry and defensive. And my whole thing is, if it struck a chord with me, if it did something to me in my heart and my mind, I will pull myself to the side and try to figure out why did it bother me so. Because an opinion is an opinion, right? Why did it bother us so bad that she said that? But anywho, for me personally, I didn't feel offended. I didn't feel attacked. I didn't feel ridiculed or belittled. I didn't feel any of that listening to her at all. Me, when I listen to her with not just this subject, with a lot of other subject matters, I just look at her as a respectable woman who deserves respect, deserves love, and she's only giving out what she's been given. Period. That's my opinion. Now, my opinion on the bonnets and the hair scarves and the pajamas. Now, her thing was she was at the airport and it was pretty heavy at the airport. Everybody was in pajamas and bonnets. Now, me, I've never, ever been on a airplane ride, ever. But I have heard stories about how long and how uncomfortable it can be. And the idea is to try to be as comfortable as possible. Now, there are alternatives to what's considered comforting. But I guess the idea is just in case. Because a lot of people get stuck at airports too. And then they have to be there all night. And, if you don't have these things, you don't have the pillows, the blankets, and all this stuff, then you're pretty much stuck in SOL. But her thing was, it's not appropriate for the airport. Now, like I said, my opinion about airport is very, very bare minimum. I'm just like, I've never been in that situation before. I would say for me, in general, whether I'm going to the airport, whether I'm going to the gas station or the grocery store or the doctor's office, I avoid pajamas. I personally do not care to leave out my home in PJs, especially if I'm actually going to exit out my car. Because obviously I don't ran to the bus stop to get my kids, but I didn't exit my car or get mail. But if I know I have to actually get out of my car, I'd rather hurry up and grease up my legs and throw a dress on. Or I have some Victoria's Secret pink sweats that I throw on that I feel like are more appropriate and more tasteful, in my opinion, than putting on PJs or staying in your PJs, because to me that's not okay for me. And I would like to say that this is the second time that I actually ran into this conversation. Someone that I went to college with posted a statement regarding, he was in the education field and women would interact with their children in their PJs. Like there would be PTA meetings or they would come pick them up and drop them off and they'd be in PJs. Again, in my personal opinion, I feel like that's inappropriate to be going out in front of anyone, because at this point, you're going into your child's school. and your child has to deal with the backlash, if there is any, of you dressing inappropriate or not. And before anybody say, I know for a fact, I literally sat waiting to get my child and hear other people's kids talk about parents coming in and out the school. And guess what? If they were bold enough to talk about it in front of me, another parent, I'm pretty sure they went back to their peers and had conversations like, ew, that mama got pajamas on, and I've heard it myself. So I know that children do pay attention to stuff like that. Because one may say it ain't none of their business. It ain't got to be nobody's business. But we as adults, we try to be as blameless as possible, which doesn't mean perfect. But it means that someone shouldn't be able to point their finger at you in regards to a certain matter of situation. If you dress and leave your house, nobody can say that you don't care, whether you do or don't. Because that's the thing what Monique says. She said, I'm not saying you don't care. She's saying it appears you don't care. And I do agree with that. Appearance is everything. But it's when you start, because you know people are going to find something to complain about. And my whole thing is, Monique recorded a conversation and she was in her robe. She was at home, but she was in her robe. And I've seen other YouTubers attack that type of concept too. Like, you on camera, you supposed to make sure you look right and presentable, and robes and pajamas are intimate. I've seen somebody attack somebody for that too. And particularly, Beverly Beatty. I don't know if y'all know her, but she is a Christian woman. She's the one that decided to deface the Black Lives Matter. And she got a whole bunch of, backlash from that. And oftentimes when she would come on do her live, she would be in her PJs, in her bedroom. And I know another lady that I was following, but I unfollowed her, not for this situation, but because there was a real heavy, holier than thou attitude about her. And some of her things I didn't agree with. She had a whole lot of justice and a whole lack of mercy in how she talked and grace. And God is balanced, and we are to try to be balanced too. But that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, she attacked Beverly Beatty, saying what kind of woman of God would come and talk about God in her PJs. Now, me personally, it didn't bother me. It didn't appeal to me. I'm just like, she in her a two-piece pajama, like, won't nothing hanging out or showing. It's just like she's in her bedroom, and that's when she's put on the camera. But some people would say there's something wrong with that. I had someone complain about me doing a video, or I guess they suggested, I don't want to say they complain, that when I do my watch day videos, I should have a bra on or something. Now, me, I was like, well, I'm not going to put a bra on, but I kind of get what you're saying. So then I tried to find bathing suit tops. But I would say either way, I don't know if you don't do these type of videos, you don't wash your hair and try to film at the same time, it is really, really uncomfortable to sit there with clothes on or have stuff on while you're washing your hair. But anyway, like I said, my compromise was the bathing suit top. And just like that, somebody could have been, offended about seeing my shoulders and stuff out, because it's understood that, hey, she doesn't have a top on, but she's washing her hair. Somebody's going to always be offended about something at any given moment. Like, that's something I learned, like, wow, you'd be surprised. But me, I kind of just tend to mind my business, but I'm not going to sit here and lie in front like I don't view or size up people based on what they decide to leave out the house. Because I've seen here in North Carolina, I've seen some pretty bad, disgusting things. One thing that I don't get is having your bedroom shoes, and I'm not talking about slides, I'm talking about actual bedroom shoes in and out the house. I don't get that. I think that is completely disgusting, because you're trailing what's out in, and the idea is to protect your foot while you're inside your home. That's it. Not to carry you in and out the house going like this, because if you're doing this and you hopping in and out the bed with bedroom shoes on, you're carrying dirt, you're carrying germs, and God knows what else. I don't get that part. Also, something that I've seen a lot over here in North Carolina, particularly in the area where I live, a lot of people go without bras. Like, and I'm talking about obviously without bras, not looks like that bra isn't the correct size, which is a whole nother topic too. I can talk about that too, honey. Like, getting fitted for your bra is probably one of the single most important things as a woman, because that can cause you to not look appropriate as well. But I'm talking about actually going out, plain t-shirt, no bra, literally just boobs out. Just, here I am. And that, to me, that is very tacky and really inappropriate. And in my mind, rationally, like trying to rationalize what I see, I don't find an excuse for any woman who cares about herself to go out without a bra. Me personally, I do not go in and out stores with slippers or bedroom shoes or pajamas on. I don't do it. Have I gone out with a bonnet on? Yes. Do I do it often? No. Only in the state of emergency, which I don't think there wasn't many. Like, I've had my hair in a silk wrap and had my scarf on. I went to the gym like that. But like the actual round bonnet, no. I actually do wear these out. These are jersey beanies. They have satin on the inside and then they're cotton on the outside. And these come in, I found them in 2 colors, gray and black, which I got both. Which someone may say this is equivalent to that. You might be right. I don't know. I'm not going to fight you on that. I just know that in my mind, this looks more appropriate than the actual go-to-bed beanie or bonnet. Silk scarves and stuff, I think people have done a great job, transitioning them from just being flat, plain on your face, looking like you going to bed, to actually making them stylish. I think that's better and appropriate to me. I don't see anything wrong with that. But somebody may say that's not okay either. It's one of those things like, you be darned if you do, darned if you don't, because people are going to try and make it black and white. Like, if you allow any of this to continue, then who are you to point a finger? Which I think, for the most part, I've never seen Monique dressed inappropriately in front of the camera or in public. Obviously, there has been no pictures of her dressed inappropriately. She does workout videos where she's in workout attire and presentable. Like I said, I know people that will come at her for talking in her robe. I've seen it happen. But I think she is in a respectable position to talk to other women because she is older. She is mature. She's not a I hate you type person. She does come in love. And I think a lot of people did receive her, and a lot of people were awakened by what she said, because a lot of people may not even thought about it. Like, hey, I just been comfortable and conditioned to do this so long that whatever. Like, another example. I used to work at a plant, a manufacturer, a warehouse. And that's what they did. They wrapped their hair in bonnets and headscarves. They never had it undone. Like, every time they come in, whether you work morning or night shift, they had the bonnets and the headscarves. And it was the norm, because it's like, hey, I'm at work and I'm protecting my hair from the dust and everything that was going on, because the company itself did not provide protective head covering. They provided like one real thin kind of shower cap type shape thing, but y'all know and we know that's not enough to protect our hair. But that was it. So women took it upon themselves to wear their own hair bonnets and hair scarves to protect the hair from the dust and the things in the air and the debris from the foods, the nuts and stuff. Also, there's another plant that thrives on the sale and opportunity of actually selling bonnets within the plant to women to keep their hair covered and protected in a stylish form. Now, somebody can poke fun and say, hey, that's tacky and whatever too. Now, like I said, I've seen some tacky things. I've seen some things like, now, But it's like, their excuse going to be, I'm at work, I'm not trying to impress nobody. And that's a lot of things that other men were arguing too. Like, if a woman is confident in herself, it doesn't matter. I don't agree with that at all. That doesn't mean, because guess what? Me, Shar, decides to go in Walmart butt ball naked because I'm confident in who I am. That's not going to sit well with nobody. And I'm probably going to get a ticket for it. I'm going to have to go to court for it. So just because somebody is confident in doing something doesn't make it actually okay. I think there's levels of, I can't help it. I could help it. I didn't know no better. I need to do better. There's different levels to that. And each person isn't on the same level. I, one personally, will feel like her message needs to be continuously projected, because like I said, for some people, it may be a reality check. Like, you know what? Maybe I don't have to go every single wear in my same old PJs. Maybe I can actually invest in some sweats, some pullovers, because that's the, idea of comfort. That's what I know to be comforting. Like, at one point, I thrived on buying a whole bunch of, like I said, Victoria Pink or Nike sweatpants or joggers or Gap joggers in the matching pullover. That was my comfort, and that was my way of saying, hey, I'm not trying to go out here looking tacky, but I do need to be comfortable, or I'm transitioning. Maybe I'm not having a busy day. Maybe I am going straight home. So then I would throw that on and go about my day. But again, this is a situation topic that I know is very delicate for some, and some people are going to get mad and some people get upset. I didn't get upset. That's my 2 cents. I didn't get upset. I didn't think she said anything wrong. I think that the men's input may actually hurt the conversation, because this is kind of like a woman to woman. And there's a lot of things that men wouldn't understand and comprehend, just like there's a lot of things that we wouldn't understand as women to men. So I think men conversating and getting into the debate kind of makes things a little messy. And that's just because we can always hit them with, well, you don't know, because you don't know. Because what men choose to do isn't frowned upon and is never being poked fun at. However, I did have a conversation with my husband about, the whole coming in church and removing your hat. There's a lot of men that lose their hair or they can't get haircuts and stuff like that. But it's understood that no matter what, the hat should come off as a level of respect, because God made it clear in his word that men don't come to me and pray and worship with your head covered. Women should do that, not men. And for those of you who didn't know where it come from, because a lot of people could be taught that, when you come in the building, pull your hat and stuff off, and you may not even know where it came from. But that's where it originated from. It's a respect thing to God. Like, I'm coming here to worship and talk to you. I don't need my head covered because God is your cover. And for women, women should have their head covered, because women are not directly under God. They're under their husband. But a lot of people argument that too and say it's a traditional or a tribal thing, based on a group of people. But I had talked to him about that too. Like, you know what? Like, people do it out of tradition, but they don't know why they're doing it. And then some people may not even agree with it. And grace allows for this to happen. Like, it's not a heaven or hell issue. But in that same perspective, men probably don't even know why they take their hats off. They just know my daddy did it, my granddad did it. A lot of women are out here with their bonnets and their pajamas on. They may not even understand or comprehend, why I'm doing it. It could be like a monkey see, monkey do situation where everybody else doing it, I'm going to do it. Plain and simple. Is that okay? No, I don't think that's okay, because I am a really big advocate of doing your own research and making up your own mind according to what you should as a person. And yes, I am a Christian, so I have a set standard and foundation that, okay, God intended this to be like this, but there are some heaven or hell issues that, we work out the kinks, work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, meaning that we're having this one-on-one conversation with God. I don't know what God did with you or how he dealt with you. I just know for me personally, me and my daughter, which you have to bring it to your children too, because if you saying this okay, you're probably projecting that to your kids, and you're responsible for your own children. Like I said, for me, I tell her, I used to be like, okay, she's a kid. But then, like I said, I start feeling convicted. I'm like, you know what? If I actually take time to make sure that if I have to emergency run into a store or something, I need to pass that on to her and let her know that you never know. You never know. The car could break down. We could be out longer than normal. I could get sick and you may have to go in the store for me. So we start transitioning to, okay, get dressed just in case. And I feel like that's a safe place to start and end. But again, that's just my 2 cents. But tell me what you guys think. What is your opinion? Drop in the comment section. Don't pollute. Keep it cute. Respect each and everybody's opinion. Do not attack, drag, or dig at anyone. This obviously is my own opinions and 2 cents. It's not up for sale. Like I said, you can literally toss out the 2 pennies, or you can clutch them and put them in your purses. I love you guys. God bless. Take care. Bye.